Okay, sige.
But can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our product update today with Emirates and Dubai Tourism. We thank you guys, all of you, for joining us, even if it's lunchtime. And also thank you for understanding due to the changes. Okay. So with that, I'll just mention our house rules now. Kindly keep yourselves on so that we can avoid unnecessary noises as we go along with the discussion this afternoon. And also, like our previous sessions or previous webinars, you may drop your question if you have already, or you may raise your hand. Okay, we have also a raise hand feature with our MS Teams. Kung may nakikita po kayo dyan na kamay, sa taas ng screen ninyo, then you may click that raise hand if you have questions, then our presenters can answer right away. Okay, so today we will be joined by Ms. Myra and Ms. Barbie from Emirates and Mr. Saad from Dubai Tourism. So for our first presenter, hindi na po natin patatagalin. No? Okay, I'll be turning over our floor or our meeting room to our first presenter from Emirates, Ms. Myra, Ms. Barbie. Hi, afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Can you see the screen? I'm sharing my screen. Can you see the screen, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So Barbie, our sales manager for Emirates in Manila, in the Philippines, will be the first to present for Emirates. I'll give the floor to Barbie.
Thank you, Mai. Actually, thank you for organizing this webinar. We would just like to let you know that Emirates has been already flying since May of 2020. Thank you, Bia, for arranging this webinar, and let's start with the agenda, Mai.
Start move. Okay.
Okay. Things to be discussed, of course, the special fares that we have currently out of the Philippines, Manila, Cebu, and Clark. We've also updated the destinations where Emirates fly. Sorry, on the other previous slide, please. And then transiting passengers in Dubai, PCR requirements, of course, the free global cover for COVID-19 related costs, health and safety measures that Emirates has been doing, flexibility and assurance, and at the same time, the Dubai entry process and procedures. Okay. Just to let all of you know, we do have a special fare for India, originating Manila, Cebu, and Clark. The destination is India, Delhi, Bombay, Hyderabad, and MAA. So that's for selling until November 10, 2020. Everything is as auto price. Lowest fares are in kilo and queen class. So you may refer to your GDS or revert back to DIA if you do have questions. On the other hand, we also do have available labor fares going to Saudi and Muscat. So everything is as auto price. Please check your GDS and check with DIA for more information. Okay. We are on the Terminal 3 here in Manila. We're also on the Terminal 3 in Dubai. So for October, this is our flight. We do have a daily flight out of the Philippines, flying EK335, that is our premium flight. 335 will connect beautifully to different parts of the world. At the same time, our Clark flight, we do have 5 times a week out Clark, while Cebu has once a week flight. Currently, if you would be asking, the government has put restriction on the inbound PH flight because of limited quarantine facilities, and apparently there are limited PCR tests that was ordered by Red Cross. So we don't have any cancellation of flights, but some passengers who were overbooked will be transferred to Clark.
Nagpa-enroll ba na kung sa imo bata?
Next slide, please. Okay, so below are the updated destinations for Europe. As Philippines opened its skies last October 21 for tourists, Filipinos are only can only be allowed to the US, UK, UAE, and Turkey. So those are the destinations that Filipinos are allowed for tourism. But on the other hand, these are the updated destinations that we have. If you do have sea crew and labor passengers and any other essential passenger business traveler, all these destinations would be able to accept Filipinos already. So, of course, London, Madrid, Manchester, and then for Middle East, Dubai has been open already for tourism. Amman is open for essential travel only as of the moment. Of course, our laborers for Saudi and Muscat. Africa, South Africa is open for tourism as well. And all other destinations in Africa that we fly in. Of course, our North America, Boston, Chicago, Houston, Los Angeles, New York, Toronto, and Washington are open even for tourism. And then South America is Sao Paulo. Next slide, please. Okay, we have also updated our West Asia. So these are all connecting via Dubai, from Dubai to different parts of the world. Next slide. Don't worry, we will be giving you a copy of the presentation so that you will have this handy if you need it.
Sorry, it's the internet.
Any questions as of the moment? So, of course, updated Indian destination, Manila, Mauritius, and Seychelles. And then the updated destination for Australia, Auckland, Brisbane, Perth, and Sydney. Surprisingly, there's a lot of passengers, most especially marine passengers and labor pax has been traveling to and from Australia via Dubai. Although there are government restrictions to Australia, Emirates also is still one of the choices to travel to and from Australia. Of course, updated Far East destination wherein we do have Manila, Cebu, and Clark as an option as well in other neighbor countries. Okay, transiting passenger in Dubai, the COVID-19 PCR test is no longer required for all passengers. It is only mandatory for those arriving from the following countries or and the destination countries were required. Of course, Philippines has been requiring it out of the Philippines. So Dubai needs to have 96 hours negative COVID PCR test prior departure. And of course, this destination requires it. Requirements for all passengers coming from the Philippines, passengers traveling from the Philippines to Dubai and beyond on Emirates must present a printed copy of a negative COVID-19 PCR. We have to take note on this that it needs to be printed so that we could also protect ourselves and protect also the employees of Emirates who will be holding the documents. So negative COVID test is required. Please ask your passengers to open the negative COVID certificate already before going to the airport because we do have a lot of instances that the passengers are opening it in the airport and turning out to be positive. It is also prohibited to tamper any PCR COVID test and it is subject to our Philippine government laws. The test must be conducted no more than 96 hours before departure, or if the point, the destination requires you to have like 48 or 72 hours, but the standard is 96. You also need to bring an official printed certificate. SMS and digital certificate are not accepted. So, like for example, for Egypt, you need like a stamp on the certificate and COVID-19 PCR test upon arrival in Dubai. Passengers will only be accepted on the next flight upon presenting the negative COVID-19 PCR test certificate at the time of check-in.
Hindi ko salita. Puta.
Next slide, please. PCR are no longer required before departure for passengers coming to the Philippines. So this is inbound from the following countries. For Africa, it's Nigeria and South America. So even transiting, you don't need to have PCR. For Europe, there's Austria, Belgium, Denmark, France, Germany, Ireland, Italy, Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, and United Kingdom. On the Middle East and Gulf side, Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Saudi, and UAE does not require PCR tests. Indian Ocean, there's Maldives, Mauritius, and Seychelles do not also require PCR tests. On the other hand, North America, Canada, United States, such as Boston, New York, Chicago, Seattle, and Washington does not require any PCR tests. But all other passengers arriving in the Philippines will need to undergo a COVID-19 PCR test and undergo quarantine procedures in the approved facilities while waiting for the test results. So for the marine and passengers, OWA will be the one to cover it, but for tourism, all arriving passenger needs to be on personal account. So the check, you all always have to check the requirements at this website, in our Emirates website, or your IATA Travel Center. So you may have to refer to VIA. Check embassies and immigration website of the country of both origin and destination. Always check the nationality and documents of passenger if they are qualified to travel. We would like to reiterate that you also need to check every single time the thematic. Checking thematic is very important, so you would know if your passenger or the destination is already okay to travel. So our website is also updated from time to time, so please don't hesitate to check our website, check also with VIA, or join our Emirates Partner Portal, which will be discussed later. Of course, for safety measures, Emirates has implemented free global cover for COVID-19 related costs and benefits. So this is an insurance wherein Emirates will cover once you fly on Emirates. So we will give assistance at the time of the passenger's flights, that is between July 23 until the end of this year. Free global cover for all customers who will be flying Emirates. This would be applied to economy, business, and first class. This is valid for 30 days from the time of the passenger depart. There's no registration needed. COVID-19 health expenses is up to 150,000 euros. Quarantine cost per euro is 100 euros per 14 days. And then there will also be a 24-hour hotline support with this number. Please keep in mind that we won't be able to reimburse all the cost of COVID-19 if you spend it already. So the moment that you came in positive, you have to call and report to the number here because Emirates won't reimburse it. PCR test is also not covered. So after you found out that you'll be positive, immediately call this hotline and our staff will be able to assist you on the next step. The cover is automatic. All you have to do is book your flight on Emirates, check our current destination, and search for flights to find out travel requirements, flight schedules, and our services and more. Do we have any questions as of the moment? So the cover is for 31 days, but it won't be covered when you are already in your home country. So meaning when you arrive in your home country, automatic COVID insurance will not be applicable anymore. So since March, Emirates has been implementing health and safety. So yes, we are back in our office since June of this year, and we are all required to wear face mask and face shield, while gloves are recommended. Thermal scanners that look similar to the metal detectors of the airport security have also been installed. Complimentary travel hygiene kit containing gloves, face mask, antibacterial wipes, and hand sanitizer will be given to each and every passenger before boarding. Protective antimicrobial screens and spacing stickers on the floor to help everyone maintain social distance and queue. So we've also put acrylic glasses in our office and in the airport to protect both the passenger and Emirates employees. Business class lounge on Comfort at Dubai International Airport is open for first class, business class, and eligible Emirates Skywards customer. First class customers can order from our contactless menu by scanning the QR code with their phone, and our Moet Chandon Champagne Bar is open exclusively for first class customers. Business class customers can enjoy a buffet served by your team. Newspapers and magazines are removed for now for safety. Washrooms and common touch points are frequently sanitized. Packed towels and mats are provided in our showers. For eligible customer, they can visit the Timeless Spa at Dubai International Airport Hotel, where there are complimentary 15-minute treatment. We would also like to let you know that our lounge on board our 8080 has also been resumed. Do you have any other questions for now?
Hi, ma'am. There's a question here in the chat box.
Sorry, I have to check.
Yeah, the question here says, is the test in Dubai free?
Sorry, the test in Dubai is free for UAE national, but we have to check if it's also free for other passenger. But I think it is on arrival, but the quarantine facilities won't be free. Because unless they get the COVID negative test, they won't be able to go out.
Any questions?
There's another question here in the chat box, ma'am. Are minors allowed to travel in Sydney with permanent residents in Australia?
As long as they have a complete documents that they would be able to show the immigration, I don't think there will be an issue.
Yeah, there's a previous slide that we show. They can input the ayatactravelcenter.com. Even if you are not Ayata, you could access the link and input the details of your passenger. So you could also check which nationalities they are accepting. You put the nationality, the itinerary, Actually, I tried doing it, even the flight, even the connecting time. Everything is there. It's like thematic, but only web-based. They don't ask for an IATA code, so anybody can access the IATATravelCenter.com.
We just need to be diligent in checking thematic, Emirates website or the IATA portal because the situation is so liquid that it can change anytime. So what is true today may not be true tomorrow. So
True.
the moment that we're going to issue the ticket, we need to check the thematic first and verify before doing it.
So we can proceed. Okay. For flexibility and assurance, so this is the offer that we have for refund and change policy. This is the latest update that we released, update 12. So we're now covering until March 31, 2020, departure or travel. All flexibility that we committed prior till September 30, they will all be honored. Because for the until September 30 ticket issuance, in case if you want to rebook, as long as you book within the same cabin, if it's economy, you rebook to an economy class. There's no ad call as long as within the same itinerary, same region, or Dubai. Of course, Dubai being our hub. It's one of your choices to travel to if you don't want to proceed to Europe anymore, but you still want to travel. So you have a ticket issued until September 30, 2020, and then your travel, for example, your travel is April, and then your passenger decided to keep the ticket. So they could rebook next year, and they will, if they want to choose to travel to Dubai instead of their old Europe destination, they can do so. No ad call, no rebooking, no ad call, except for some taxes. Okay. And then for effective October 1 ticket issuance, the only difference is the rebooking fee is still waived, but you have to book on the same booking class. Okay. As also, if it's the same itinerary or same region meaning if it's Europe to Europe, for example, your travel before was supposed to be Paris, and now you don't want to go to Paris, you want to go to Oslo, you could still do that. So there's no ad call if it's booked on the same booking class, except probably for taxes, and then the rebooking fee is waived. There's a code that the IATA use so that they will get that waiver. Of course, first, offer the passenger first to keep the ticket because we have extended the validity to 760 days for the passenger to utilize their ticket. So that's more than 2 years. That's 2 years and almost a month. So there's 365 days in a year. So it's 760 days, so 730 plus 30 days. So 2 years and 1 month to use. Okay, keep the ticket because the flexibility that we offer, because you don't know if the fare next year will be raised or will be higher. So it's an advantage because I'm sure these people still wants to travel. Okay, and then again, if there's really no option, but the passenger still decides to refund, you could still use the same waiver code. There's no penalty. Of course, the 1620, it's not included in the refund. You have to process it to TIEZA. So just sharing with you, so you know what the IATA is the process that the IATA is going through. When they file the refund through Emirates, we will refund. For example, so everything is waived. The refund we will give except for the 1620 because we already remitted that to the government. So that one, when they've refunded the ticket, they will email us a copy of the ticket and the BSP analysis refund. So we will give them a form, the PTA 353, which they can give to you and you can give to your passenger, and the passenger could refund it unless you want to do it for your passenger. But that's why you're not getting the full amount because the 1620 you have to process through TIEZA.
Actually,
And then
I always say this. We understand that Emirates has been very lenient in giving the waiver and refund policy, but we would like to appeal to you to encourage all your passengers not to refund, but to keep their tickets, to be able to ensure that your passenger will be traveling in the next 760 days. next 2 years. So this is not just saving your business, but also saving the industry in the long run. So let's not encourage our passengers to refund, but to just keep the ticket so that they still be able to travel in the future. Go ahead,
Yes.
Miss.
And then reminder for GDS wastage, we charge GDS wastage because the GDS charges us. So for HXUC and OUN segments or any segments that is not confirmed, please make sure to clear on your PNR because the GDS will charge minimum $10 per segment per person. So please make sure to clear that. And then for booking violation, I don't know, probably you won't be able to, I don't know if you're capable of violating because if it's via their system, probably not. But just in case, sharing with you also, please follow the correct procedures like booking in sequence. So if you're going to Dubai, Manila, you cannot book Dubai, Manila first and then Manila, Dubai later. Okay, you have to book in sequence if your first departure is Manila, Dubai. And then OD consideration, you have to consider the origin destination. If you're going to Amsterdam, Manila, Amsterdam, you cannot book a Manila, Dubai and then Dubai, Amsterdam. You have to book Manila, Amsterdam as a married segment based on availability. And don't insert additional segment that you don't require. Also, if you book within the same PNR, if you have to rebook, and then you want to check first if it's available. So you cancel the booking first, don't end the PNR, and then you check the availability. And then if it's available, you can get the new availability and end it. If it's not, you can just ignore, so you still have your old booking. But you have to do that first. I mean, you cannot see the availability if you don't cancel. Don't end the PNR yet. So we actually released an advisory on this last May. I think Via already shared it with all their accounts. So please share, give a bit of time and read the advisory. For Dubai entry requirements, so very good news. Dubai actually allows entry for tourists for Filipinos since July 16, right, Barbie? Although the non-essential is not allowed for Filipinos. But so please remember, we could start. We have to adjust to the new normal, so we could push for Dubai since Dubai is accepting tourists from the Philippines. So depending on the passenger's nationality, they can get a visa on arrival, depending on the nationality. But of course, for Filipinos, we have to process visa first here before we depart. Okay. Also, the UAE government has specified designated laboratory. For us, we already released also any government accredited laboratory in the Philippines, you could take your test for the PCR. We will accept that. For Philippine arrival protocols, this is for inbound. For OFW, it will be handled by OWA. For the Marine, it will be handled by the Marine Maritime. For non-OFW, so that's all other passengers, testing fee and hotel accommodations. Hotel accommodations should be in approved government facilities for the quarantine procedures until the test results are out. And then the testing fee and the hotel accommodation should be shouldered by the passenger. Okay, a hotel booking confirmation is required. So a minimum testing fee is 4,000. It's 4,000 in Manila. And then for Cebu, I think it's 4,900. So depending on the airport. And then for customers arriving in the Philippines, they are required to fill up the following: case investigation form, affidavit of undertaking form, and the health declaration card. Passengers requiring PCR tests prior to departure from Cebu. So just to give you an idea, at the airport, there's a testing facility that you can avail of. These are the numbers. So you could ask your passengers to call these numbers and make an appointment if the online appointment is not available. And you will be given a barcode. When you go to the airport, you proceed to Terminal 2, and then it's open daily from 7 a.m. and last acceptance is 10:15 a.m. Passengers need to exit the testing area and anticipate the results by email in 36 to 48 hours. So you can take the exam at the airport. There's a testing facility.
Please note that you won't find the name of the like the Tempora Health and Wellness Center in the accredited laboratory because they are the partner of DOH. Nakalang
Yeah. But we accept that Tempora Health and Wellness Center. So this one, it's actually a home service facility. So this one is a hotline exclusive for Emirates. This is the Globe and the Smart. So you could provide this information to your passenger. They could call the testing facilities directly, so they could visit them at their home for the swab test. So, and then these are the prices. It's 5,499 for 48 hours and 9,999 for 12 hours result. So for our dedicated reservations or customer service mailbox, please email to ekphagents@emirates.com. Please remember, these are for travel agents only, but we prefer that you coordinate first with your IATA via. Okay? Thank you so much. We give the floor to Mr. Saad Mohammed Hareb of DTCM to present for Dubai Tourism.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Saad.
Just sharing my presentation now. Can everyone see the presentation?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. It's going to start off with a video. Just to introduce myself, my name is Saud Hareb. I'm taking care of the German-speaking markets for DTCM, as well as the Southeast Asian countries, including Philippines as well.
We made you a promise that we would see you soon. That time has come. We're ready to welcome you with open doors, to share your journey of discovery, making your well-being our priority. And today, we make you a new promise that our home, Dubai, is ready for you to visit once again. We promised to make it extraordinary. Now, we promise it will be so much more. We're ready when you are.
So, like you saw in that video, what we tried to explain is that Dubai is ready when you are. So, as Barbie mentioned, the borders opened in July 15th for Dubai. So at that time we started accepting tourists from around the world, basically saying that Dubai is ready to have you. And I mean, if you looked at our campaign, we had this ready when you are, and then now we're going to transition into live your story. So basically we're saying that Dubai is ready for tourists to come, and yeah, I mean, looking at the new normal, that things have been changed. There's a big focus on health and safety, which is a priority for the government, to make sure that everybody is safe, and and the precautionary measures have been taken, not just with the airports and with government departments, but with the whole city involved. So all the restaurants, the malls, the hotels. So there's a lot of precautionary measures that are in place. Of course, your social distancing is there, as well as masks are mandatory. You need to wear your masks all the time. So there's a big focus on keeping Dubai healthy and safe. So for those of you who don't know much about Dubai, at the moment Dubai is the fourth most visited city in the world. In 2019 we had nearly 17 million passengers come into Dubai. At the moment we are number one destination for spend per tourist. And we have over 126,000 hotel rooms. As well, of course, the UAE is an extremely safe country. I think this one's a bit outdated because there was a survey recently taken where they said that Dubai was the second safest city in the world after a city in Finland. So that's very, very reassuring. And I think at this time, especially in this pandemic, that passengers are looking, of course, to go to a destination that they want, but to make sure that that destination has taken the proper precautionary measures to make sure that that place is safe as well. You can see here, Philippines is in the top 10 source markets for Dubai, so that makes it a very important source market, both in the leisure, business, and labor force side. These are a few of the airlines that fly to Dubai, but of course, we highly recommend that you travel with Emirates because that's the only way to travel. Looking at the infrastructure in Dubai, so you can see all these stats. We have an abundance, a huge taxi fleet, which are in my opinion very affordable compared to other countries, to other large countries, and it's a very affordable way to travel. I mean, if you don't want to go by taxi, there's always the Dubai Metro. You have the tram. You have the bus network, which is very extensive and runs very smoothly. So you have a lot of options once you're in Dubai, and the infrastructure is all in place. Looking at the hotels, the number of hotels, of course we have a lot of 5-star properties, a lot of 4-star. Of hotels and hotel apartments. So you have a really big variety of establishments and hotels and hotel apartments that you can choose for your guests. I'm sure many of you are aware of the Expo. So unfortunately, the Expo had to be postponed, and they're now doing it in 2021. So they've delayed it by a year due to the pandemic. I mean, the Expo is basically like it's a massive exhibition. You can't even say it's an exhibition because what it displays is our historical and you know, looking at the future and connecting minds, creating the future. I mean, you have so many countries that are involved and have put millions of dollars to create their pavilions in the country and to be part of the 6-month Expo exhibition. Shopping is something we have a lot in Dubai. We have a lot of shopping malls, including the world's largest, which is the Dubai Mall. In terms of retail brands, we have every retail brand that you can imagine. Not only the high-end and luxury retail brands, but we have amazing outlet malls where you can get really good deals on good luxury items. So you have a vast of options in terms of shopping. And if you're looking more at the cultural side and you want to, you know, you maybe go to the spice souk or the growth souk, visiting the old part of Dubai, you have a lot of souvenirs that you can get from there. And it's great to go there and you find, you know, different spices from all around the world. And yeah, you can, you know, grab some souvenirs or spices or even gold if you want. So this is the outlet village, which is, you know, they have an abundance of of retail brands. And this is the golden textile soup. And then looking at the gastronomy, so we have, I mean, Dubai is home to over 200 nationalities. So that gives you like an amazing platform to bring food from all over the world. And you can imagine with all this mix that you have so many restaurants and cafes that you find cuisines that you've never even thought of. So yeah, it's something that's very important to us, I think, the food. And then the Dubai Festival, which happens in February, March. I don't think you can hear this because I cannot. It's a very short video anyway. So basically, this is showing you basically the cuisine side and the gastronomy side of things, as well as the adventure that you can have in Dubai. So I mean, Dubai is also a place where you can come and do all sorts of sports activities, outdoor adventures. You go on a Dubai safari, you can go skiing, you can lay on the beach and just relax. You can lay in one of the many pools in one of the hotels, and there's a lot of outdoor activities to do. If you're looking more for driving dirt bikes or driving buggies in the sand, that's also available. So yeah, and then looking at Hatta is also a massive outdoor adventure hub. About 1 hour and 15 minutes away from Dubai, driving. It's a totally different terrain, and people wouldn't imagine that Hatta is part of Dubai. And so what you can find here is mountainous ranges, as you can see in this picture, as well as a big lake that's present there. What they have there is a lot of bike trails, so a lot of mountain biking, a lot of trailing. You can do a lot of walking trails and a lot of different outdoor mountainous activities that you can do in Hatta. Hatta also has a few lodges where you can stay at, so it's more of a basically like a glamping kind of thing, where you have all the facilities you need, but at the same time you're in a mountainous area, you're isolated, and it's a very cool experience. Golfing, of course, is a massive sport in Dubai as well. We hold a lot of annual golfing events. No, there's no sound. So this is the old district. This is the old Dubai that you can see. You can see a lot of this is Islamic calligraphy, and basically it's showcasing the Al-Fahidi district and the museums that are there within the Al-Fahidi district and the Shindaga district, which is the cultural side of the old Dubai. You have the Sheikh Mohammed Center for Cultural Understanding. It's a great way, a great place to take if you have any groups of groups of people that are going into Dubai and they're looking for a cultural experience. This place is a great place to have lunch in, and they kind of demystify any questions you have on the Islamic culture, the UAE or the Emirati culture. Why do we wear the white kandoras that we wear? So there are a lot of questions that people might have that maybe they feel a bit shy to ask or anything like that. But we're always open, and the Emiratis are always open for people to come up to them and ask them any kind of question. But this place actually they host people, and they have amazing Emirati lunches. So it's a proper full Emirati hospitality that you're getting from this place. Becoming a Dubai expert. So I would encourage all of you, if you're looking more get knowledge about Dubai and really be able to give your customers the holiday that they really want, and to really listen to them and see what they want. And with this Dubai Expert Program, you will be knowledgeable in Dubai, that you will be able to say, okay, you want a place where you can walk around, you want to go to Marina, you want a place where you can walk around the cultural district, and you look into more Dubai, or Bird Dubai, or Dara. So it's I would highly encourage you to all go onto this website and just sign up for the Dubai Expert Program. There's a lot of benefits that you do that you get as becoming a Dubai expert. There's a few games that you have to play, which really helps you learn more about Dubai. So that's it from my end. We're here to help you, whatever you need. If you have any questions, please do let me know, and I can get back to you at a later point. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sod, for that very
Thank
wonderful
you, Sod.
presentation.
Yeah,
Sean.
that's very interesting. Any questions on the agent side?
Maybe we can invite some agents to show their questions live, or you can may speak live, or you may ask your question live. We're seeing some here in the chat box. Can we have Ma'am Imelda say? Would you like to show your question live, ma'am? You may unmute yourself.
Yes, my question was mostly on the flights, so not maybe for Saudi.
Sure.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was just recapping. So when the clients arrive there in Dubai, we will be required PCR test. So it will be itatanong daw. So it might be free. But is it like here na kapag ka dumating ka doon, how long does it take for you to get the results? And if it's gonna be overnight or a few days, will they be required to go on a quarantine hotel as well? O mabilis lang doon, so we don't really need to have a quarantine hotel?
Okay. What I know is, I know from prior discussions that it's free, and then it's immediate. The result will be immediate. But just to be sure, we'll get a new information just in case there's some changes also. We'll let you know. We'll advise tayo.
Okay,
For
thank you,
transit, no.
Wala.
For transit, no. Yeah. But just as Barbie mentioned, wherever you're going, if you're coming from the Philippines, you have to check the requirements of the country of destination. In case they have a stricter policy, you have to follow the stricter rule.
Okay. As of now, yung mga flights mo coming from Manila to elsewhere, hindi naman nag-overnight sa Dubai. Like I know that sometimes, di ba, sa Dubai or any
Sometimes, yeah.
hindi siya pwedeng more than 4 hours will be prioritized to be. Parang ganun.
Actually, for Dubai, you're not allowed to transit more than 24 hours.
More than 24 hours.
Yeah, there are some flights that we have a bit of a connection, like for syempre, Asia, sigurado. Some people will still buy EK even if they're going to Asia because there's no flight, no other airline flying there. So some of those destinations, it's a very long layover. As long as it's not more than 24 hours, you can transit in Dubai. But of course, if you want to make a stopover and you're allowed to, why not? Right, Sod? If you want to make a 3-day stopover.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you,
definitely.
Mr.
Why not? A 3-day stopover would be the best thing. I also wanted to add, I didn't add, if you're looking to have some kind of like itinerary or something like a 3 or 5-day itinerary, I mean, just to give you an example of how it would look like, the first day could be like a half-day Dubai tour. You would go to like the Jumeirah Mosque, you take an Abra on the creek, and go to the Gold Souk or Spice Souk, and then maybe the Dubai Museum in the Bastakia area, and then Dubai Mall after for a free time, and then a dinner, and then the next day could be IMG World of Adventures, which is an awesome indoor and I think the largest indoor theme park, which is very, very, yeah, in the world, which is really fun, and my daughter loves that place. I need to take her there again. So I mean, you have Legoland, you have DPR, you have all these fantastic like theme parks that really you can have a great time here.
And I surmise they're all open right now, right? So
Sorry, can you say that again?
they're all open right now. The
Yes,
attractions.
they're all open. All the attractions are open now.
Okay. Also, one last thing. You have on your slides, I think it was presenters from Emirates that has there the if you need to check for visa, whatever, or you want to apply visa before going there, there's a link, but it was on the slide. Click here, so I don't think. Of course, we can't do that. We could put that in the chat box.
But for Filipinos, we need visa to Dubai. So VFS is processing visa to Dubai.
Okay.
For the Philippines,
Okay.
yeah.
I thought they changed well, with the situation. Okay, thank
But
you.
but in case you don't want to go through via VFS, there's also a link. If you're booked on Emirates, you could open the booking on the website. There's a UAE visa application there. From inside the booking, you could also do the application there. Yes.
Sure.
I think they would require a credit card, and then there will be a bond or something, and then of course the fee. You can do everything there. It's also fast. It's also under VFS globally.
Thank you very much, Myra. And so
You're welcome. So Dubai is actually a very fun place to go to. It's family oriented, just as Sod mentioned. I was supposed to have a lot of families going there this year, but because of the pandemic. But we could still do that because everything is normal in Dubai. Normal with the usual safety procedures and precautions.
All right. Thank you, Myra. Thank you, Saad. Okay, can we have the next one? RT and AG Travel Agency. Hi.
Hi, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm sorry, they already asked my question about the visa.
All
Oh, that's
right.
good.
Yeah, so I already have the answer of my question. Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
good. Thank you. So we'll expect passengers from you, RT and AG.
Yeah, actually, we are planning to go to Dubai because I am here in Seattle, Washington. So we had a plan for this year, but of course of the COVID-19, so we canceled it. But we have a lot of questions about the visa, but I think it's already, we can apply visa through Emirates Airlines, correct?
Yeah, through the website, you go to manage a booking through the website, and then there's a UAE visa application. Unless there's a UAE visa application in US. So whichever one you want to try, you could do that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
So we have other agents who would like to ask questions.
For clarifications,
Maybe we can check on the chat box. Someone asked here for the confirmed day for the flight for Cebu, Dubai.
for Cebu to Dubai, it's the latest that we have is a Tuesday. It's a triangular flight. So for Cebu, it's gonna go from Dubai. It's gonna go to Cebu and then Clark and back to Cebu. But for November, we still haven't released, as you know, because it's pandemic. So we get an approval from the government monthly. It's not like we immediately have it like before. So we will release, and it's actually based on the availability. You will see if it's available. If there's no subject to government approval, it means that it's approved already. But of course, because as Barbie said, this is a very liquid situation. So always check your booking and make sure that there's no schedule change or cancellation.
All right. Thank you, Myra. Do we have other questions? Okay, another question was thrown in the chat box. For passenger from Philippines going to Canada, do they need a PCR test result? So probably this is transiting to Dubai.
Yes, everybody coming from the Philippines, flying on Emirates, transiting in Dubai, needs a PCR test result, done within 96 hours to departure.
All right, thank you, Myra. Other questions, guys? Wala na po. I guess wala na silang questions. But anyway, if you still have questions in mind na maiisip nyo later, we'll drop a feedback form here that you can use to give your questions. Also give feedback to our session this morning. Yan, lagay po natin sa chat box yung link. Yan, there. So you may check your chat box. Okay, nandyan po ulit yung attendance form natin and the feedback form. So don't forget to sign up those forms because we will use that as a reference for sending out a copy of presentations this morning. So guys, if you don't have any questions, thank you so much for joining our product update with Emirates and Dubai Tourism this morning. Thank you as well to our partners from Emirates, Myra and Barbie, and also from Dubai Tourism, Saud. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you for the next session. Okay, and